If it's one thing we all know as human beings living in this world today, trauma is never gentle. Emotional and psychological trauma is the result of an extraordinarily stressful event that shatters your sense of security, making you feel helpless in a dangerous world. Psychological trauma can leave you struggling with upsetting emotions, memories, and anxiety that won't go away. It can also leave you feeling numb, disconnected, and unable to trust other people. Traumatic experiences often involve a threat to your life or safety. But any situation that leaves you feeling overwhelmed and isolated can result in trauma, even if it doesn't involve physical harm. It's not the objective circumstances that determine whether an event is traumatic, but your subjective emotional experience of the event. The more frightened and helpless you feel, the more likely you are to be traumatized. And what people don't know is emotional and psychological trauma can be caused by one-time events such as accidents, injury, or like a violent attack, especially if it was unexpected or happened in childhood. Ongoing, relentless stress, such as living in crime-ridden neighborhoods, battling a life-threatening illness, or experiencing traumatic events that occur repeatedly, such as bullying, domestic violence, or other childhood neglect, leads to psychological trauma. And a lot of commonly overlooked causes, such as surgery, especially in the first 3 years of your life, the sudden death of someone close, the breakup of a significant relationship, or a humiliating or deeply disappointing experience, especially if someone was deliberately cruel. See, coping with trauma of a natural or man-made disaster can present unique challenges. Even if you weren't directly involved in the event, in fact, while it's highly unlikely any of us will ever be in the direct victims of the terrorist attack or plane crash or mass shooting, for example, we're all regularly bombarded by horrific images on social media and news sources of those people who have been viewing these images over and over again. Whatever the cause of your trauma, and whether it happened years ago or yesterday, you can make healing changes and move on with your life. See, when it comes to childhood trauma and the risk of your future trauma, while traumatic events can happen to anyone, you're more likely to be traumatized by an event if you're already under a heavy stress load, have recently suffered a series of losses, or have been traumatized before. Especially if your earlier trauma occurred in your childhood. See, a childhood trauma can result from anything that disrupts a childhood sense of safety, including an unstable or unsafe environment, separation from a parent, serious illness, intrusive medical procedures, sexual, physical, or verbal abuse, domestic violence, or neglect. Experiencing trauma in childhood can result in a severe and long-lasting effect. See, when childhood trauma is not resolved, a sense of fear and helplessness carries over into adulthood, setting the stage for further trauma. However, even if your trauma happened many years ago, there are steps you can take to overcome the pain, learn to trust and connect to others again, and regain your sense of emotional balance. See, there's a lot of symptoms of psychological trauma, We all react to trauma in different ways, experiencing a wide range of physical and emotional reaction. There is no right or wrong way to think, feel, or respond, so don't judge your own reaction or those of other people. Your responses are normal reactions to abnormal events. See, emotional and psychological symptoms are like shock, denial and disbelief, confusion and difficulty concentrating, anger, mood swings, anxiety and fear, guilt, shame, also self-blame, withdrawing from others, feeling sad or even hopeless, feeling disconnected or numb. All those signs are emotional and psychological symptoms. Now see, when it comes to like the physical symptoms, usually a lot of people, they get a lot of nightmares, fatigue, being startled easily, difficulty concentrating, racing heartbeats, edginess and agitation, aches and pains, muscle tension. All these are signs of physical symptoms. What a lot of people don't know about trauma, see, trauma symptoms typically last from a few days to a few months, gradually fading as you process the unsettling event. But even when you're feeling better, you may be troubled from time to time by painful memories or emotions, especially in response to triggers such as anniversary of event or something that reminds you of the trauma.